Welcome to Talk Calcio TV. Ciao, buonasera. So, in this episode, we're going to preview round 21 of the Serie A season. All the fixtures are previews and predictions. We're going to start, though, with some talking points of the last few days in the world of Italian football. One being Inter Milan, the Nerazzurri, have confirmed they are after Liverpool striker Daniel Sturridge. Sturridge, as we know at the moment, is struggling to get into the starting 11 under Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Of course, with Salah, Firmino and Mane, he's gonna, he needs game time, and if he wants to go to Russia 2018, do I think it'll happen? I don't think it's going to become a permanent transfer. We believe it will be a loan till the end of the season, which also makes it interesting with whether Inter Milan can hold on to Milan Perisic or Mauro Icardi. Do I think it will work? Well, Sturridge has a point to prove. He's not had much game time, as we know, with injuries. If he could stay fit, he might find the pace of Italy suitable for him. But we believe Inter Milan aren't willing to meet the asking price at Liverpool for now. We believe it's going to be an end till the end of the season, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Elsewhere, we mentioned last week how former Juventus player Momo Sissoko said how Dybala was no Del Piero. Well, today we've had another Juventus legend, Michael Laudrup, saying that Paulo Dybala isn't Lionel Messi. Now, at first you'd think he's laying into Dybala, but he said today, Messi is one great player, Dybala is his own man. So is that criticism, or is he just giving him a boost or trying to take pressure off him? Let you make your minds up on that one. We've also had other talk, as we know, it's not been confirmed yet. We believe Rafinha is on his way to Inter Milan. It's unlikely the deal will be done in time for him to play against Roma on Saturday, as we know. We believe that one is going to go through. Also, we know Pastore from Paris Saint-Germain. That is another one that is also likely to go through for the Nerazzurri. So it's fair to say Spalletti's probably gone back on his word when he said that Inter Milan didn't need any signings. Of course, the biggest challenge will be hanging on to Mauro Icardi, their captain, or even Milan Perisic, the Croatian. So we'll watch that till the end of January. So let's go through all the previews and predictions from round 21 in the Serie A season. As we know, it is Napoli that lead the Scudetto race right now. And we're actually going to start with them. Of course, they are away to Atalanta and Bergamo this weekend. My prediction, I'm going to go for... I believe Napoli are going to get their first Scudetto since the days of Maradona. I think Atalanta, though, as we know what the form they're in, the underdog, I'm going to go for a home win for Atalanta there. I think Napoli... it'd be interesting. Of course, they failed to land Simone Verdi this week after the striker pulled out at the 11th hour. Atalanta, of course, we know last game went to the Stadio Olimpico and turned Roma over. So I'm going to go for a home win on this one. I can see Napoli coming unstuck on this here. Then we've got Bologna against Benevento. Well, Benevento, 2 wins back-to-back after all this time being on 1 point. I don't expect their run to continue. I reckon this one's going to be a draw. Of course, Bologna now will have Verdi in their ranks. How will his teammates react? Will they play alongside him? Will they play with him? That will be an interesting atmosphere if he was a fly on the wall in that Bologna dressing room come the weekend. I'm going to go for a draw on that one. Cagliari against Milan. I'm going to go for a Cagliari win on this one. AC Milan have got some results together recently under Gattuso. Their away form doesn't convince me, and their lack of goals from up front. So I'm going to go for a home win on this. I wouldn't like to say that to Gattuso's face. I think I know what reception I would get there. Of course, the big one, Inter Milan versus Roma. Next episode, we're going to do a feature on that one. All the ins and outs where we think the game can be won and lost, and who's the main threat and what have you. On this one, I'm going to go for a home win. We know Roma are on a bit of a bad run at the moment. However, Inter Milan haven't won in the last 4 or 5 games. Maybe isn't now the time for the Giallorossi to play them? I don't know. I think Inter are going to end their abysmal form or their winless run. I think they're going to compound more misery on Roma. So I'm going to go for a home win for Inter Milan on that one. Juventus at home to Genoa. I'll have to go for the Bianconeri. They're keeping the pressure on Napoli. I think Napoli will slip up this weekend. I expect a home win for Juventus on that one. So we're going to go for a Juventus win there. Lazio versus Chievo. Wow. Lazio, the Biancoceleste, have got themselves above their cross-city rivals Roma in this chase for Champions League 4th place at the moment. They're on a bit of some good form, Lazio. I expect them to continue that. Chievo, well, it's beginning to look a bit desperate. You know, they lost to Benevento a few weeks ago. Scoring goals has been their major issue. We know Lazio have got goals in abundance with Ciro Immobile leading the Capicone right now. I'm going to go for a home win for Lazio at the Stadio Olimpico. Sampdoria versus Fiorentina. Of course, Sampdoria just a few weeks ago were chasing down both Lazio and Roma. They've had a couple of bad results. They've even lost now at the Luigi Ferrara Stadium. Fiorentina, they've started to climb their way up the table a bit in the push for European football. I'm sure this game will have plenty of goals, but I'm going to go for a draw on this one. Sassuolo versus Torino. I'm going to go for an away win. Of course, Walter Mazzarri, on his first game in charge of the Granate, had immediate impact, a 3-0 win. He'll be boosted this week by Andrea Bellotti saying he's going to stay with Torino to at least the end of the season. So I expect Mazzarri's honeymoon to continue. I'm going to go for a away win for Torino there. Udinese against Spal. Spal, as we know, are just above the drop zone in Serie A. Udinese, until they drew with Chievo last game, had won 5 straight wins. We said about possibly Massimo Otto, an up-and-coming Italian coach of the future. I am going to go for a home win at the Dacia Arena, so I'm going to go for an Udinese win there. Last but not least, we have Verona versus Crotone, a relegation 6-pointer in the world of Serie A. Of course, for those who don't know, Verona second from bottom, Crotone just above them by 2 points at the moment. Now, what's even incredible on this one is if should Verona win or even Crotone, either side can get themselves out of the relegation zone if results go their way. Verona haven't had a great time in general lately, and Crotone just above them. I like to say a draw, but I'm going to go for a home win. I think Verona being at home, that's the advantage you need in a relegation 6-pointer. It's about digging deep to try and get the results and try and get yourselves out of trouble. So I'm going to go for a win for Verona. And those are my predictions this weekend. So based on that, if my predictions are right, Juventus will lead the Serie A Scudetto race. Of course, Edgar Davids, former Juventus player, said this week he believes they will win the Scudetto. They will claw it back from Napoli. So that's what you need to know. Juventus legend tipping his own team to win the Scudetto again. So, was I right? Was I wrong? Enjoy this weekend's fixtures. And in the next episode, we're going to preview the big game on Saturday night. Inter Milan against Roma at the San Siro. We're going to bring all the team build up, my opinions, where I think the game could be won and lost, who I think is going to win, although I've already said I think Inter. But we'll explain why that is in the next episode. So don't forget to subscribe. Talk Calcio TV with me, Domenica. Like or comment below. What do you think? Who will lead Serie A at the end of this week? Don't forget to subscribe. Talk Calcio TV. Arrivederci.